Frontline. Tonight, we are airborne from this very studio here, located here in this very quarters, of course, code name. But we have been picked also on many dozen feed. Of course, precisely, we are live in Sunyani on 88.1 Sunyani FM, precisely, and live in Western Region on 99.1 FM, Tadi FM, all picking the feed. And of course, we are live also across the superhighway, the information superhighway, the YouTube. I'm told the YouTube is back live, so the YouTube is picking the feed, yes, and then the Facebook is also picking the feed. So all of this social media, you can go there and then pick the feed. Join the show on my CTV GH, and then everything works perfect for you. So you can follow us on my CTV GH on Facebook, and as well on YouTube. You can join the show. And of course, we are also live in Sunyani on 88.1 FM, Sunyani FM. We're live in Western Region on 99.1 FM. And of course, you can also join the program on your TV. Flip through your TV, and then you would get CTV, C for capital, and then TV. Get me my phone quickly, my social media phone. And making kind messages, and back in kind messages. It was for tonight. We are following up on a dozen multiple developing stories. It's a whole packed. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Now, and somewhere that no dear, it was for a Dawson, ankasa. Hey, we are following up on a multiple developing story, huge. But I can also assure you, say, Yednina ebigupuno so ede amamo. It was for every. All I tell you all the time is that be part of the breaking news story and be the first to know, because you are what you listen to. This is the Frontline with Kwaku Annan, your investigative journalist. Tonight, we are airborne on the very, very above 33,000 above seabed. It's a packed show, and we are here not to joke, but to unveil what you need to know. Last Monday, say massive political corruption akoso under the fourth Republican governments are Abba Neko no. Ebusia o hwe eye enioma akoso a ewo Rollins amembuo mu corruption a ekoso ewo ora Atamels amembuo mu corruption a ekoso ewo John Mahama amembuo mu ani na mekenkan ekrewo. And then the corruption ekoso in the current administration, the president Adodan Kwaku led government on any baumia, and any who corruption and also ekoso no. It was for me who be that. But then the interesting part, if you like, the intriguing, is the fact that this government, only an administration there be. But once a memo caveat to be said, dear Uyi Rollins, the Anatuncha Kufoni, we na tuncha. Let's stay a while longer with the current development. And they say, Ora Mahama, and on we free a binding, and it is your tewa, what hand over baton, Ediama, ne predecessor, Yawai, Akufado. Into me, you say, a dainty, and a John Mahama, a free Akunyaswo. Na a bayo was so a year Akufado a buying. Constitution is say, President, yes, President, to me, tomorrow. And yes, sir, only Parliament we need 2/3 majority to impeach President or no. Constitution, even though it's not even the best up to whatever, no. Constitution, enya papa biasa, no. Constitution, so chira will say, President, no, say, odi a year, you can say, odi, fairness and 3 years, ewa kunyaswa. Odi 3 years, ewa kunyaswa. Yetumi eden, yetumi expose ye chi president ni tum. Asemna sa na tie. Enti mema asem ne se, adenti ena sa abriwe, omampani dada John Mahama we free akunwa so 3 years munie abesen kwa na 8 years ene ewe adenti ena Akufo-Addo bebreba mo ka kire Ghana fo yi muntimi enche John Mahama entumu. Do you understand baby I'm a free ban? Say constitution kire say o manpenino esese odi akunwa na o free so a wo de on say wo ko to say South Korea ne ade a president no wote akunwa so kra no a yetumi eden yetumi chi wutum any other places me de ne say yen de no ya ye ne say bi a wo de wo free akunwa so a 3 years after any ebetumi achi watum a enya hwe yate ase and he said 3 years ni ebetumi achi president na atum a John Mahama we did 3 years na manapro so utumi chi ni tuma na yeye question is Ghana for no mu bisa ne say adenti na president Adodankwa Akufo-Addo entumi nchi Mahama entumu against the backdrop of all the corruption in Samoa ye keka no adenti na muntumi nchi John Mahama entumu. Why the India? Why haven't you done that? John Mahama said ne krebi wo ho a ese Ghana for no ho a me ma sem ne say adenti na president Adodankwa Kwaku Addo wontimi nchi President Mahama emfa nintumu because ya bobo ni me ukwa echira na wo ya hadwene yenyina ya. Let's stay a while longer between the two leaders. Baako efiri akonwa so ahande over the baton de ama baako ene baako edin baako ho asem ede abodero ena wo de aba power nti wo ba power constitution ni kira wo say president no wufiri akonwa so 3 years ye betimi a hold before the law court. Why I didn't know wonchi John Mahama ntum ebiom of the above issues that we've published as of last Monday. Ni na no adenti na John Mahama no mumfa sanse mu enkobo no kwadu na munchi nintum. Ba won say Akufo-Addo de anko ano on free power wo, but I am going to listing is endless. And tonight I'm going to give you the last batch of President Akufo-Addo government and related corruption and the corruption itself and it dia already but my main in term because another genie folks we are following up on a multiple developing stories serious and of course I'm going to give you the very latest about the 15 million pounds the 15 million pounds sterling and ever since we broke the story. Yes, there has been, call it avalanche of reactions coming from various quarters. The 15 million pounds sterling issue. And if you recall, some news outlets, or call them, I want to be charitable here, but tonight, I'm going to expose one radio station back home of their so-called fact-finding whatever. I want to claim it say one more year. It was 15 million pounds sterling na yen yebeka hwasem. Yedebe tu dwano. And then folks, if you recall, on Monday, I put out 4 strong questions for the National Security Ministry to respond to it. Yeah, try one. But ever since we broke the news, I call them the rented press, irresponsible rented press, who hold perhaps an allegiance to this supposed government official who is a top government official way or whatever. And you know, but tonight I am mentioning City News, news editor, wherever you are, Mawasomra program we so. City News and a Richard Sky or Yedma, that gentleman or see or they gay seminal or in wine Supreme Court or no Yedma. And there are another fine guys over there that I respect them. For example, like Bernard Avle, very nice guy. I respect him. I respect Bernard. The life, you know, the style of journalism, the way he pushed, you know, nice guys there. But my news editor can share City News war. But who say maybe I don't want to. Me person, I'm trying to avoid the temptation of going there quick. But me the mamu. Adia City News for 1 year. Once a Monday, me catch them say SMP na air course na my dream say me kasa hon. But then again and again, right shortly after the publication, Oko Ghana Web and so there's another personality that's Bryce Simmons, who works with, and also Imani for vice president. Also have collaborating a story. So if you go and read Bryce Simmons, beneath the Bryce Simmons, then is CTV video of Kwaku Annan blowing the story of the 15 million pounds sterling. What the nature was in all of this melee, the National Security Ministry ain't me out. But I have come back again to put 4 or more questions to the National Security Ministry. But National Security Ministry better respond you or more respond you. Now look at this avalanche of tray of media houses who are working on behalf of this supposed powerful person. I call him the Prime Minister in the Akufo-Addo-led government. Including Daily Guide. Now, City News for me yemwade imre we ho. Amu nim Kwaku Annan ho. Mo be ye papa. Now they hold it there. Now, the issue also to do with the Takrade 3 girls and also Namokwemo ba. Well, we are just also learning that Alban Kingsford Sumana Bagbin also has thrown it out there. So it means here can say there's a display of power. Alban Kingsford Bagbin, and so they are better to say. Or say then, hey, I do. Or say, anti-gay bill parliament won't consider Akufo-Addo's ministerial nominees. That means Bagbin so patch say the ministerial nominee no Akufo-Addo. Edi abeto parliament say parliament for one person. Enya dia ono so be consider. Meaning say all of these ministers we are one of parliament will not be approved by parliament. But I know say parliament is rising tonight. So guess what is happening? We are at the crossroads. Well, so we are following up on all this multiple developing story. And papa. So tonight, folks, call a friend to call a friend. Maybe wahani boko sankase or nyankpala or bok himfa navrongo or paga or western region, central region, east bebia freuniano. Nakachan say onko ni TV no so non flip it, non CTV, C for capital. And then TV, T and V. Obenya, onyan so a catch and say uncle social media, uncle ni phone so. Or phone so uncle YouTube and our Facebook, non-type it, CTV, Facebook and also YouTube. Obenya program na live. No wash your horn. What I say? Oh, baby, this is Sunyania. Of all the above, no unyan so a small radio no chinchim. Na feko Sunyane FM on 88.1 FM, and then Takrade for so uchinchim na unya Takrade FM. For also pick 99.1 FM. Woman so pick up. Now tonight we are giving you the last badge of the massive corruption ever hit the 4th Republican government. And every way the government are or no document according to documents way the corruption and no dear. Ye me who be done ban way or teso and yamina make ni now document ye babe bo all the corrupt scandals in Naswama and Chakra. But Shannon said, on Monday, this coming Monday, the Frontline would hold an exclusive one-on-one with a renowned personality who is going to break the code, the reason behind the construction of the National Cathedral. He would also decode the mystery behind the death of one Kwabena Buedu, former aide to the Vice President Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. Then finally, he would also decode 2 political leaders whose rule, according to him, mark an end of occultic rule in Ghana. Who is this personality? Stick and stay. Next week. The whole of this Easter holiday, yes. Maybe now say me call break, but me call break. Me nemo besom. Into Easter holidays, no ni baby akwa. And no one say Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Me nemo ha. Adewe asem kese we na air bawo. Tie. Next week Monday, the air top no. The Frontline holds an exclusive one-on-one with a renowned personality who is going to break the code, the reason behind the construction of the National Cathedral. He would also decode the mystery behind the death of Kwabena Buedu, former aide to the Vice President Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. And finally, he would also decode two political leaders whose rule, according to him, mark an end of occultic rule. Who is this person? Stick and stay next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Folks, in the end, the corruption are hitting the fourth Republican government, and now Yewie, Rawlings, Mills, Kufuor, Mahama. Now you are Kufuor, dear so into your bebaso. But up next, Ghana Speaks in Anamidemu tonight. I present to you yet another batch of fake men in sheep clothes, through psychology and fear, trying hard to destroy God's people. A self-styled prophet pretend to offer spiritual healing to a young vulnerable woman, but folks, this healing exercise turned otherwise. Afi midemu ura asofo binimu a womo ya kromfo enabrabafo akohwifo de boni esi womanim kan se womo ma me ne umienu ahoto de bi ma yakwam o wonyankopon ne soma waye ne very simple de amae asofo binim wei ese womo ma kwan e ma asomdwe de bi ma ba hye no so se the biggest expose in the body of Christ enam kwan mu ba hye asofo no omu ebi konnem omo na o na osofo ye na adwene se or offer some healing bi dia ma erei eye healing benya wo kaka Ghana force ye yentiase obi se an Kwaku na ade na wugine Kristo for so sa ma hwehwe mu a Muslimin for nye dia mu ye me say the Muslimin for the Islamic religion wo mu nye dia Kristo for mu ye yo there be me hu bi I haven't seen it ye tie ye nya bi me hu bi the Gnostics, they won't do this. The Hare Krishna for Wamunya way. In fact, even within the Christian belt, a church like JW, Jehovah Witness for Wamunya way. Even within still the Christophomu, Methodist, Roman, Anglican, Wamunya way no. Freemason for Wamunya way. No. The Masons have a way. That's the identity. Masons, it's like a construction. The okay? The Baha'i for the Hindus. And today in Christosomne dear, emun krabata bakwa. Moye friend is saying charismatic. Mumo life etise. Maybe say we video and I saw on the DNA and warriors are a take a listen to this quickly. Watch this.
Thank you, Jesus. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. My Lord. How are you? Oh, Jesus. My Lord is working here. Thank you, Lord. Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. My Lord. How are you? Oh, Jesus.
Yo. And so here then I know why we know heading. Well, I've had an answer from my MCR. My MCR, great guys. I guess that Bismarck is on duty, even though He's a news editor for the CTV. He's there giving us the backing. I have Credible over there. I have Yao Yamba also there. And then my online editor, Keynes, great guys giving us the support. And one of them just gave me a shout out in my talk back. I say, Orenano. Sana usuhunuana. Or see healing. Now, according to 2 Corinthians 10 verse 4, and it goes like, shall we? It says, for the weapons of our warfare are not of the flesh, but have divine power to destroy strongholds. Question: how does Christians of today understand this religious philosophy? Wanyankopon aka wona semu according to 2 Corinthians 10 verse 4. Ose nenye ye ne honam eni moja ena enya wo. Ne ni ewiem atumfo enkabrechi hunumafo bone ahye omma continental spirits ene ene omo edi esie. Sa asem we Christopher kan kinkan na ye na obi se e Christopher ne kan wi a wo mote ase sen na monte ase ne tie. It is a wo kan scripture we wi a Christo ni asesi amona monsie o say Jesus Christ wawu. I've disputed this many ways. Now, if you study esoterics and the religion to the highest order, you will know the foundation of religion and why religion is with us, who brought it and why, and all the things are in the first place. What was there? Still, Christian scholars ain't produce the real date of birth of the Jesus Christ they're talking about. So the question remains: who forced this on the church? The date of the birth of Christ still has not yet been produced or been demystified. So question: who forced this on the church and why? Kwanekwe studies whether he was born on the 25th of December. Is it true? And then we are wababe kase, and then Christo ewu ewo cross no so. Na yekwa radi Yesu. Well, my friend no nto nchen. Be that as it may. Say yeti brano say enye no honam ene moja na ene omedi esia ene na Kristo ni wo mpaya wo bebo no eye mpaya ben ene onyankopon obetimi etie na waya wasede eye se obekwa akoma manse kan so okwa akoma praye so ana eye dien na obeye enti mpaya ben na ese obo bambese wo hwe obi mpaya obo se sa mpaya we ebetimi ebubu the strongholds of the satanic world. Anna, take a listen to this. Any answer? Then I don't know whether you're Azuma in the making or Gomez or Keynes. Who is your man? I don't know. My online editor, a promoter, a renowned boxer. Now, what is this? We a bit maybe the stronghold of the satanic world. Now, a self-styled prophet set out to preach. However, he get confused over the prepared scripture and now asking the congregation to finish him the scripture. Also, who we baby preach you. Preaching or baby preaching, huh? On one case, and refi the memory verse. I feel will be said, sorry man, and sorry man, and man quotation no family preaching. That is same big granny. No, we are non was our bony dean who said, "Oh, me dimu hamo, me dimian some hamo." Watch him. So I was software. Watch him. Take a listen.
Hey, as I cross on the moon. You need to progress on Kwaku Annan. Tell me. Okay, my 2062. Great quotation, but our Bible in refi. More type quotation we want more fantastic SMS in WhatsApp. Why? Oh, this is one fan. Joe. Hey, she said, as I cross on the Namu. You need to progress on Kwaku Annan. Tell me. Okay, my 2062. Great quotation, but our Bible in refi. More type quotation we want more fantastic SMS in WhatsApp. Why? Oh, this is one fan. Joe.
Kwado ayeka o. Kwado ayeka. Edwuma wuja ya nchebeboa. Kwado ayeka. What is on all kan? Say, oh, Kwado obi nim. Ayeka. Folks, ye Christo sum na ye sum no ewuranom mom ye nsum ni ye o. Na me akwabi abomi fie din pa me nim zo nim wahi o. Abomi fie din sikweku da asem baba ye mfa asem mma. Ye pese oman ni di ye. Na Ghana man ni bedi ya enyina mo politicians no nko aso o. Enyina journalists fo nko aso ye ne matrokan. Enyina mason carpenter so nko aso. Engineer judge no nko aso, engineer lawyer no nko aso, engineer driver no nko aso. No. Ye na wasofo no ka ho. Na baby oh Easter na eba o. Ye boabo mu nyina no du makowura me se fiti memri mu a religion ewura Ghana. Me hu convention a Kwaku amete me nko obi da. Convention. Ya kwa Pentecost convention makoni na esi trezem dinyi ne na wo kwa ade ne yehu ade ne yesie enti na wonim yen yet Ghana ha echo convention more than the Israelites Israel for no a oho ene Yesu Kristo no kro wuye no ye ko convention krachi Israel for ade asem enti mo kwa na mo be kai Yesu wo enti mo kwa na mo Yesu wo yede ya hyensude ede ma mo ibisamo e Christopher way munko a ei na me chese intiman ko convention na anya den Easter now let's interrogate it here a little bit. What is the meaning of the word Easter? Enufrihe. But the word is not Easter. It's a day no me be share Bible no ma say Easter. And so we are normally bibi so abehye ho X mass zigzag oma wire out almost say the birth of Jesus Christ. Are you sure? And that 3 wise men came with a Frankenstein and myrrh. The frankincense and myrrh, gold. The buy and nimni ade. If you were here, folks, Nina a myth, myth, myth. The question: who forced it on the church and why? Kona kwa remu, kwa research, kosunya de. Kona kosunya ade. A Christopher way, Munsia dear. Stop sitting there and allow your men of God heaping messages out. When one can sample munim baby free, no mudi good so. The word Easter, Ephraim. But the original name of Easter is rather Esther. Go and find out who is the Esther. Esther represent what? Or represented the Asian Babylonian goddess of what? Neduman is saying, and why the framers of the Bible managed to rope all of this into the Bible and asking you and I to worship in this direction. Okay, young friend, into the way. Now we are moving to part 2, Ghana Speaks Special Edition. Aha, and I send me and then the more corner kakra. Ghana Speaks Special Edition. The more cost national say the 15 million pounds sterling. Maybe mom wants some details. And some of these, I call them news houses, apparatchiks or rented press or whatever you call them, and all of that. You better show them what's them. And so aka nina dapnoso, and then the massive corruption. Tonight on Ghana Speaks Special Edition, we zero down on former CID chief. Monfane picture and toso. Former CID chief Mami Tiwa, now the director of Yoko. Mami Tiwa, yes or no? And I know former CID chief. Yes. See, omo de na kwoshe Yoko. Tiwa. Yes. Tonight, we want to table the following questions to Mr. President Akufo-Addo to help us. Now, currently, on Odasuna, very pretty woman, we are tabling the following questions to Mr. President to help us with some answers to satisfy our curiosity. Mami we. Wano and Obama Ghana for who said, and Maba wa miensanwa so bichi wa mobi kidnap me the Ghana for monjane says, Assam way, and yes, someone who said, you are refree be whom be to Ghana for your so me who be though. I refree whom be at Ghana for swap. Ya who ni pebit so uhuya for. Ye passem at the same time yesurasem asemba Ghana for be pejamu hey oh hey you know hey she wete say zram na mu de egu baby. We don't find any good part of it, and be so Kenya you say asem na see a to the end, especially the press, of which Kwaku I am guilty as charged. We don't get to the end of it. Mami we your the screen you see and obeka kire Ghana for say enkura no we hu na nkura no ehu ye na boni bi enu omakwam osin nkura no boni bi enu omakwam si boni bi enu omakwam boni bi enu omakwam maame we na be kan asem ne kire. Now tonight Mr. President Akufo-Addo ye ne no wonsem kam ye pese bi so man penin some questions. Now president should help us get answers to this. 1, what did Mami Tiwa do to impress His Excellency the President, Akufo-Addo, to warrant yet another promotion in the eye of the President? A dear Bain na Mami Tiwa way or that screen you see. Former CID boss, Criminal Investigations Department of Ghana Police, Mami way, a dear Bain pan wotimi ya, a so man penini neni kosyo we Kwaku President, neni emo timi, den. Esan share emma mami we promotion edi na course wo enu ye number 1. Number 2, did he see any form of, call it, administrative blunder? I am be on my penny who say mami na so ye before obe appointing no na bibi nkoso ye e wo Ghana Police CID division ho na bibi nkoso ye hu ya na we hu. Number 3, did the President see security failure on her part? I am here biso omanpeni ebe bambo any hwehwemu a e CID fo adwuma. Did you see some failure? Say bibi ankoyie e wo mami na adwuma mu e wo CID headquarters the whole Ghana wono no woye in charge o mami we ona no woye in charge say e ba no domestic intelligence hwehwemu a no ye in charge embo ye na ye ho ba including wagaso man peni ohun se na dwuma no edu baabi no baabi atochema ohun ye ana we hu. Number 4, ye bisa president say if president somehow also saw say she has broke security protocol ebe pia mu mo man peni hu say mami we break security protocol bi ana we hu sa kire say security protocol na make just say ade bia ese de to se de ese de to according to security intelligence arrangement e was said de ye no. You see, in security and intelligence we often use phrases like you bend the law, you don't break it. There's a meaning for this. You bend the law, you don't break the law. But the Oman Penny who say see say security arrangement mami on any the other one bending or breaking law no. Meanwhile, or a security chief did mami tiwa a breaking security fail will be because one protocol or breaking and when breaking Oman Penny who here. The president rather in all of the things questions I'm asking rather promoted Mami Tiwa to the position of what? Is it executive director or Sedeben director of Yoko? To make us on Yoko for boss. And OBBB says, so what the heck, Mr. President? Now, question. Where are the 3 Takrade girls who we were earlier told they have been found and that they are fine? Where are the girls? Mr. President, girls no more here. Now, and maybe say, should Mami Tiwa rather be promoted in this regard against the numerous administrative and security lapses? And the president, in all of this, still was comfortable about that. Where was the chief of staff of the president? Where was the chief of staff of the president administration? Nipa wayo mampenino na so baako ene ne nan baako ewo Jubilee House wono a chief of staff no. Chief of staff in all of this rendezvous no we himfa. Number 2. Where is the president cabinet? Mami post na no kra na nye post kito. She at the time was in charge. She was the security chief for domestic intelligence, security and intelligence. Woman approach before say be approach for be kwa arrest bia na a bit complicated and delicate. So we deploy CID for mom kwenye BNI for. No. The BNI is for both domestic and foreign. Now, CID for no grounds akwaye there so moye. So in the case of Takrade issue, this woman was right on the beat. Now, no, me be into the post, and your post, no. Before Mami will be appointed, cabinet would discuss. The chief of staff of the president administration must be in the known. And the chief of staff of the president, and wakafa Mami way, Mami way, a misbehavior, gross abuse, gross disrespect, gross failure of security protocols. A DA and a chief of staff no kai. President Akufo-Addo na ne cabinet no mo hemfa. Now ye baby sir. Where was the Council of State? Council of State for a hinin no mo so no mo butuo Abraham Amiwe no wo yes anema we na. Council of State mante Takrade 3 girls issue mante. Chief of staff was wote omampenino ni nsani faso se ni benkum so one te mu na mo ya batan mami we o ya batan yo. The chief of staff mami frema opare or say whatever e bi kika ho wono so ya batan yo enti munya yam hihye mo ye ma mami we munya yam hihye edi masa abatan ya wono mo ma ye kidnap wo mo na nkante mo be ensure say the right things will be done. Now maybe as I said, did the president raise this issue and I said that case I take it place, or raise it cabinet ana. Did the president also realize case we took the highest public interest position? Muhunu sa. Say, Takrade 3 girls are saying, Ghana fu na e chichichi ni bencheye from a pie kwatoye ane obiya din hu jemu bi. Takrade girls incident ameya asemo na emu yemre eboa so say if you do there den no ti ha mama one step ahead because this woman she will be exposed big time in the coming days edru baby na den no now the government has to rope in the external intelligence agency why the BNI some I no akan the BNI was forced to come in meanwhile you omeduma. So in the first place, the woman, we must know, say, Mami Tiwano, at a point, she failed. She was completely lost on the ground with all the accoutrements beneath the CID. Mami we know to me Juma. So the BNI was forced to join the undercover investigative Ejumano. And what happened? Maybe some. And what happened? Me bisa, Mr. President Akufo-Addo, me say what happened? The woman said something that said Edru Babinu, the BNI was brought on board for the investigation. The question we ask, why the BNI should be involved in this? I'm not against the fact that the BNI must get involved. So BNI be involved, not just another bedroom. It has gotten to crescendo, and there's nothing that the CID could do any longer than they need what you call a supporting service, is it not? And what happened? What happened? I'll come back to tell you. But let's take a listen to Tiwa, what she told you and I a couple of years ago. Listen to her.
Together with the BNI, we've worked very well, and currently we know where the girls are. I'm unable to give the details because we don't want to compromise their safety. We are working hard together with other stakeholders so that these girls are brought back home safely. The assurance to the family is that they should keep on keeping on. The ladies, they know where they are and they are safe. If you really know how kidnapping works, there's something that you don't have to do to compromise the safety of the girls in hostage. Like I said, it's taking us over 3 months to even identify where the ladies are. And what we don't want to do is to do anything that will jeopardize the safety of that. So we are working very hard. All stakeholders who are supposed to be on board are on.
What they? Or see the BNI was brought on board. So what happened? What happened? And shortly after this, all of us were expecting that the 3 girls, now that according to Tiwa, the girls have been discovered, is it not? So what happened? Bring the girls home. What happened? Where are they? Where are they? Now the BNI director got sacked. Did you hear that? BNI director no one mom supporting service mama yo medwana onu mom ye inedi. And I'm a breaking news now, mama. I'm sorry, I have to do it this way. Chief. Yeah. We must learn to tell the truth for once. A breaking news now, mama. My mom one step ahead. But the move drew. Oh yeah, the BNI director no one no committee one no support no. Onu mom gets sacked. Ye inedi. A very fine man. One day. Let me hold that temptation. The BNI director no mom, gets sacked. Na Europe obi abeshim. Yeah. Okay? The man who refined the BNI from ages when Baglaja established the Bureau of National Investigations now has metamorphosed into what? NIB, National Investigations Bureau. Fine. Mudine this time. But guess what? How ostensibly this organization has been abused by politicians in this country. Anna, yeah. Papa no buy no, the agency know if the current director of BNI will show me, you know. Me what? You know it. You know the truth. Atumbro or whatever your name is. You know the truth. I don't care. Munim nekre. And me, Master, won't me mama follow up. You can't give me a surveillance. Master, don't try it. Yenimidiamu na out there. More form of surveillance and your eavesdropping, that's useless eavesdropping. Go and use it to what? Give your president all the needed debriefing every morning for the president to be on top of issues. And yeah, bra, yeah, bisa President Akufo-Addo said, do you know how Aisha 1 came into the country or how she left? And the president is beginning to do what? Wobbling, zigzag, shift shape. Absolutely rubbish. Ubi says, where is your intelligence agency? Nonsense, check of it. And many of them were put there by Gabi Asorochedakun. Madel, Gabi, come and tell the truth. Because I have all your correspondence. Gabi Asorochedakun. Many of all these top officers were put there by Gabi Asorochedakun. Oh yes. Many of the top officers in the security services were put there by Gabi Asorochedakun. And Gabi, you want me to read your messages? And Gabi will tell me, say, or say, from 2017 all up to Diabeng, I should go and do my checks. Compare the fine officers now in position, and then, and I'm saying, this guy, you a charlatan. Gabi Asorochedakun. Now, here, Master Menube boot for boot. I'm telling you. I'm not a kidding journalist, oh. And I am not part of those your surrogate media houses now. Bro, you better hold it there. Catch a breath. Mano, and at the same time, I know me left from me right to left. Yeah. Me say, mamitiwa, ne irresponsible policing, irresponsible CID, domestic investigation. When to me, the BNI was brought on board of these 3 Takrady kidnapped girls. Mumisa say, "Ekowie saying, you no, huh? Ono pem, ono mamitiwa, enumnyam penti. Mo say the be before here. Press conference we obey no. Obian's manu. Mamitiwa, Madel, come out. Ever since me started, I'm expecting you issue a press statement. Mamitiwa, I am daring you, come out and deny. I have you too much covered. Everything be a course beyond. We have it there at appropriate time. Now, move this information and me release it. No, yeah, tremo. You can't contain this fire. It will take more than you to get the job done in any form you want to go. Because, yeah, Bonnie say you did do me. What Nasia? No, we can't. No, we be someone say, hey, that's Miss you bet me the IMU. Yeah. BNI for never support to you as a supporting service. Then you really the BNI director minimum or minimum in your money. You need it. What was an a security chief was dismissed. Is President Akufo-Addo, was he aware of that dismissal? Another story for another day. Yeah. The irresponsible behavior. But when him, the dismissal of the officer no, also, hey, Charlie, this cat and mouse, can I say, it's like a cat and mouse, what's the other one? Tom and Jerry kind of. Sir, security chief we. It's also privy to something else, bigger. Also has to do with money laundering. And they are not comfortable in his presence in the equation. Women are comfortable. They know. Women, they are not comfortable. Mamitiwa, when we say now we pay enumnyam penti, and we tutu brika eba bonten says DNA, and a year day. When we say when you make guasi, and ne still what yoko ho, ye juma say ye juma amagana, by way of what yoko ne yoko odian or yo. Ghana for me sir, a diana mamitiwa or ye ewe yoko ho. So on say security outfit. Despicable woman, shameful. We are shameful woman. When you want more the post ni mauna, we are guase for and na braba for akoshifo. Mamitiwa, I'm sorry. We are bawa for family home. ukunu should be ashamed of you. Ghana, Montemo say, your mouth post now you're minister, master, ministerial position, and you we are all stakeholders in the ministerial position. Now, Ghana for Nayana something, you're doing a big yeduma. We are all stakeholders of warriors. Yes, Santika Semia County as I say, yes, or Swafo, also a suitiso. Adeni suitiso. You are simply a servant of this country. Kwanakwe weduma. Now, so you my way. And I'm penny for sorry. Do you know me? Do you know who I am? Do you know what I can do? Nemu nkwasi ya keka. Muditi krowe o mewe mu. Ni krowe isi. Mamiti wa wedwane. Wafa no wedi. Ma obi e papa. Obi kunu. Obi bawo. Yene adwuma kama. President Akufo-Addo nankasa na okofa ne ba say come and reform this organization, and he did his best. I know what he did. Yeah. Now so the lives of the Gabi Asrochi Dakum say omo makwan. Gabi ohun say me no di nkomo kwa akire. Uwie ne Gabi Asrochi Dakum ye di nkomo na wi ohun say he has stopped because I went to him directly to answer questions and he answered all of them. Uwie no Gabi Asrochi Dakum managed to delete all the information every in the WhatsApp chat anymore. He thought he was smart. We are smart. We've secured it. Now me say Gabi uba bonte. Come out. Now me catch him say Kwaku Annan is lying. Because you told me, sir, from 2017 up to date, all the security chiefs, wo, according to una wokan, uso me, hey, Ghana for Munko finding out why, the former national security coordinator, is it Lieutenant or maybe Lieutenant General Edu Amafo, National Security Ministry ho. Eba ne sene papa na omu yi ni free ho. E dey na course friction be na course. Ansa na mudi Kwaku Asumeni eba be hye ho. Kwaku Asumeni himfo na ofri Dankwa Institute. Yes sir. E na de mudi na akwhye BNI no ono so ofri himfa. O de remo cruise we ho. Okay? Which one should we follow now? The multiple development story, all at our desk. Now, Mamimra sa UK Sikan Semen. Kings, are you there? Take note of all the lineups. Yeah. But before Maminya announcement, we say Easter holidays, you best serve Opa. I'm gonna serve you, dinner. Let's serve you dinner. But of course, you can bring your WhatsApp on 020-297-3461. 020, the WhatsApp line is on the screen. 020-297-3461. Making time and that day I'll try. You want enough time. Making come messages in the idea more. But on Monday, the Frontline would hold an exclusive one-on-one with a renowned personality who is going to break the code, the reason behind the construction of the National Cathedral. He would also decode the mystery behind the death of Kwabena Buedu, former aide to the Vice President Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. And finally, he would also decode two political leaders whose rule, according to him, mark an end of occultic rule in Ghana. Meaning, do you want to miss this next week? Next week, Monday, Wednesday, now, ora bag ben can say me, but me bag the answer, but mamra friend is saying. Samobe Kaya, sometime was the last 2 weeks. After the Frontline broke the news, after the Frontline broke the news of the 15 million pounds sterling lifted to UK, several news organizations, including City News, claim in their fact-finding that there is nothing such as 15 million pounds sterling have been lifted from Ghana to UK. However, City News in their fact-finding cited UK border agency as their source Fahatu Dream. City News, however, City News, in their fact-finding, cited UK border agency as their source of their information. Meanwhile, checks on gov.uk, checks on gov.uk says the UK border agency was closed in 2013. And so the new agency name is now UK Visas and Immigration. So what it means is that the source, now let this thing on the screen stay there a while longer. Now, City FM for echo to what? They quoted a year office here a year saying, okay, bring this one backwards. Come one step down, guys. One step down. Okay, you are go up. Okay, let it go up there and then stay there. All right, stay there. And the said City News if no echo to a year fact finding to border agency. As their dear as their source, Ghana Fontium ye City News editor. Motiwa Moody and some phone newsroom one. Muko to Sadiaway. This is what City News quoted. Border Dearben Agency as their source. And UK Border Agency now has been what? Replaced by UK Visas and Immigration. Minimum me and one kind of cray. When we say more fact finding a crown, misled yourself and misleading your readers and your listeners. So, and they see the new agency, according to Sir Border Agency, City FM4 are cited to be their source, was closed down in 2013. And year two, closing down. And now the new agency, UK Visas and Immigration, and only the new UK Visas and Immigration is the new organization. Now, folks, do you know what City FM for I am? After City FM despicably, shamefully disgraced that media house, when my dear City for now, City FM for aqua back on their page, their news page, aqua edited story no. You rogues, we are rogues. I don't care how you people feel, but like I said earlier, I have some nice guys and fine guys like Bernard Avlemo. I don't know why, but you see what? Ever since there was a confusion, that conflagration is a big word, but it's beginning to still emerge as though there's a disintegration that is following up to City News and City TV, because I think that there is something happening. We know what we know. Any panwa damage control their man or no, together with a renowned media giant, and as a media personnel be on Juma, TV station be so and there's somebody also City FM who earlier we know Nekamatelimu trustees any panel to be what, and then there one together with Nipana Mood defending a kaboom and no more TV station euphemism. Yes, sir. It will not come to me as a shock and awe if City FM is doing what they are doing. And the likes of Daily Guide, I don't want to go there. But Yemisa, it's a mekano. So the news agency now is UK's Visas and Immigration. So question remains: who did City News contacted in their fact-finding exercise? Secondly, our investigation has uncovered City News have gone on their page to edit the story, reflecting what? The new name. Enim ase. Enim ase. Enim ase. Moye enim guasefo. Now, Shaho. Se wo kan Ghana web nso a time you read a story na pe and a story be superior story ni pie no say UK customs impound irregular cash being moved by political exposed Ghanaian report. It's all kind of story no equal to all the things Bryce Simon is quoted to have said. We're not going to find him. Now, I'll say, Bryce Simmons, Vice President of Imani Africa, has reported an alleged case in which authorities in the United Kingdom are raising questions over the irregular transfer of pound sterling into the country, describing the issue as, quote, dark rumors, unquote. In March 13, 2024, post on X, Simmons said the issue allegedly involved a politically exposed Ghanaian bigot, unquote. Okaya Bedra, then the story goes on to say, others have also referenced a video. Others, let's say, Nipa Binimunso are referencing a video in which a former pro-government journalist, Kwaku Annan, formerly of Netu TV, is making some allegations about the movement of funds out of the country while demanding some answers from the national security. Now, over down where omu di video no me ye no program na me ye no enso di aba show. But some of the writers no more try mum tro ni ye. Why? You cannot make references to then but it's good somewhere is a former pro the government whatever. Emi de say matro na sa. Na chese na anu bi na Kwaku kasama MPP for me to masumpa o. Na no mpenifo kan yesi ye kan wanti a we den. Se won. Nti obi betra na ka say oh Jama say Kwaku is coming from oblivion. Ene ye de me abesha asafi de come and dis MPP. No. Na no mo de mo policies ni ba no. Na yesi no mo policy e bebo Ghana. Come mo me ma policy ni nkosoro. Mutumi ye de kan mo say hey mama fan to ha na mo de ato. Memfe wura ha oso ho na me wura ye. Enkwa ha se osimi ho na me free ba. Kwaku minim nyansen na me say ani na ye nti me koso na ma support. What's the meaning of that? I'm looking for somebody who is ready to wrestle power. I'll be ye Jumama Ghana for. Munye ready. Until I say, Mokoda. So, this is how our story appear. Now, Shadio, there's another story emerging. It was our story more. And also, Imre, ya pick a copy. Or see, fact checking Ghana. And almost do MUDP. Or say, quote, we neither confirm nor deny investigations, unquote. UK Customs on alleged £15 million sterling seizure from Ghana. Or saying, quote, we neither confirm nor deny investigations, unquote. UK Customs on alleged £15 million sterling seizure from Ghana. Edwumakuo so akoye omo checks no mo ye na kire se UK authority for no so say wo mu ntimi nka se eye ne kure se sika bi aba ha ye ho investigations at the same time mo so say ye ntimi so nka se sika bi ma ha se sika no so ye ho investigations ne wa mienu na ma me kan kitua bi e wo ho o say in response to fact-checking Ghana on Wednesday, March 2024, the HMRC says it could not confirm or deny investigations into the matter. Quote, we neither confirm nor deny investigations. The email response, signed by Ashley Prince, Press Officer Law Enforcement, HMRC, stated, security expert Colonel Festus Abuaje, retired, says the response from the HMRC could mean that, quote, given the sensitivity of the case, the authorities may not want to jeopardize the investigations, if any, unquote. Quote, it can also mean they don't have enough information or evidence to definitely confirm or refute the claim or statement. It indicates ambiguity or lack of clarity to acknowledge the uncertainty rather than making a definite statement without proper evidence. He said, the United Kingdom's His Majesty Revenue and Customs, HMRC, is the tax authority of the UK government. The agency is responsible for collecting tax, paying child benefits, regulating tax and customs laws, and enforcing the payment of minimum wage by employers. According to the HMRC, it has a range of powers and specialist investigation capabilities that enable it to uncover even the most complex and determined frauds and bring the perpetrators to account. The agency also tackles international tax crime and money laundering. Masa, enyoma ekosono enye bete o. Enyoma ekosono enye bete. Me pamocho menye wadwin se oba be defending. Me need time emma the rest na wo maso so mo cameras no mo pen newspapers bi ni radio station me ade a wo mpese wo bo defense ni mo bia wait me about defense enipa no time no so a our international partners are at work time no so a obi no ye na advert no say time daso o say time daso time no so a nyawo na be kire se de yen ye adwuma no bibi wona me pese me body me bone straight because me nim dia me me say nipa no lift sika no koye no me Kwaku any nipa bi your friend the prime minister e wo Ghana ha ento a prime minister manini ni prime minister ebre ne so a as lumba kan na ebre ne be so a enti so di prime minister ebre ne be so a mo be hu so di prime minister ben ya folks enti sa 15 million pounds sterling hunsem ohona me de ekowie ma meti wa de me de na wie ma meti wa boni a wodi ye ehun fifire eko free chief security chief bi America says Sabri, he is in his private capacity doing his fine job with the international partners, but one day I'll stretch the frog much longer than this. Me say one day I'll stretch the frog much longer than this. Nemehu mon penny for no gugu ho no a bebre nyoma boni asho e wo mo kon do boni di boni ti wa de no me ni be si ho money laundering ho nsem me de si ha afi still on Ghana Speaks special edition we are learning the secretary to the president Nana Bedi Etu Asante had written a letter to the clerk of parliament saying, quote, in the circumstance you are kindly requested to cease and desist from transmitting the bill to the president until the matters before the Supreme Court are resolved. Let her know that's so. Nana Asante Bedi Etu womunipa papa we womunipa. Folks, from the above indicator, you can see and of course smell premeditation in the manifestation of miscarriage and travesty of justice on the side of the president and his surrogate. Should I say, Bill, no, woman your margins or me pass it. Debbie, woman your margins or me pass you. Debbie. And can't woman your margins or me pass it. I'm telling you, folks. Woman your margin so better woman be pass it bill no. From the indications, the office of the president himself, the secretary to the cabinet, the attorney general are not comfortable seeing this bill go through. Debbie. Now, baby says, question, who are those individuals at the office of the president involved in such acts, including open brothels? Brothels, in the business district capital of Accra, and young men and women are heavily patronizing this despicable act. In penifo ben omgo mampini na so ehwa. Wono mo de wo ma gya tum say ayo ye be pass bill ye pass no wo mo de wo makobie brothels ewo Accra ho ba bi Accra ho Ghana fo ni bi nim dia meken mo nso mo te say ra ho nim dia meken a kire say ememu a ene maiwe trumu wɔn yɛ no wɔ hɔ sɛ beja aban mu panin bi ɛna ɛkɔ bie saa de wei ɛma wɔn yɛ saa de ɔno saa aban mu panin nankasa nso ɔte ɔman panin no sɛ ne nsa nifa so sɛ ne benkum so ɔno ankasa ɔma accuse ne sɛ ɔno so ne dwuma wɔdi ano so ɔno ne nyinaa ka ho nti ɛna aban no moma mo mu so a mo so mo ntimi ma mo mu so na ɛno na naano na me kootu bibi ɛwɔ wɔn ankasa wɔn agyapadeɛ document na ɛyɛ blueprint no ukomu a the forward ne baby no a yɛde abɛhyɛ ɔse dɛn quote as Nanado ends his 8 years rule we must put Nan Akan in the presidency so we can hold on to our hegemony tonight me Kwaku Annan in my view I will tell you say if this government succeed in their 8 years to come folks Ghana will go for outright sale bet it. Now, folks, before now, President Akufo-Addo's shift shape approach to this issue, net is saying. Now, say, what did President Akufo-Addo earlier told the International Wire? The International Wire, no, TV station be on Mampini Kodi in Nkomo, before the bill, no. Obi a private member bill way at the core parliament no and as mpona akombo o man peni kodi ni nkomo with one International Wire saying Okano ewo take a listen to your president with Al Jazeera News. Listen to him.
Homosexuality, for example, which I believe is illegal and it's punishable. I mean, why is homosexuality still illegal in your country?
These the social, cultural issues, if you like. I don't believe that in Ghana so far a sufficiently strong coalition has emerged, which is having that impact on public opinion that will say, change it. Let's have a new paradigm in Ghana.
Is that something you would get behind?
I think that it is something that is bound to happen. And when that happens,
what's going to provoke it? What's going to make it happen?
Oh, it's the activity, like elsewhere in the world, the activities of individuals or groups. I grew up in England. I went to school as a young boy in England, and I grew up at the time in England when homosexuality was banned there. It was illegal. And I lived at the period when British politicians thought it was anathema even to think about changing the law. And then suddenly the activities of individuals or groups, a certain awareness, a certain development, grew and grew and grew stronger, and it forced a change in law. I believe that those are the same processes that will bring about changes in our situation. At the moment, I don't see that in Ghana there is that strong current of opinion that is saying this is something that we need to deal with. It's not.
Oman penino was sa. Oman penino was sa. Or the wobre sa. Now show. It does appear, says Isiano, the center Vivino, and Timin hold. Who is in the best book of the president to advise the president Akufo-Addo? Well, one of his special eye, and of course a former deputy attorney general, Joseph Dendiok Bega, want to tell the president something. And of course, Bega fires his first advice to the president. Dendiok, President Akufo-Addo said, Mr. President Akufo-Addo, Papaya Mebeboni Yachiri, he was a former attorney general, former deputy attorney general. Answer Edo Bay attorney general, that's as president in Womu. He believes in your qualities. He believes in what you can do because government will see one. Abine be young from one young from no be defending when the law court, both local and foreign. You need an attorney general or take in someone here. So you cannot appoint just an attorney general speaker. Pape Joseph Dendiok Pega was Akufo-Addo's former deputy attorney general. He went on a news program, Newsfar, to tell the president something. Take a listen to him.
Through some artificial means of changing my gender, etc., trying to be infringing on this law. It is a very complex mix. If you have stated that my brother Godfrey Dami has come out to say that you not advise the president to assent
before the bill was passed.
Before it was passed. After it was passed, I don't know whether you've heard. You have heard.
So he yet to see it.
Yes. So the point that we have to make that is very clear is that it's a 275 member house, and I didn't hear any dissenting voice, at least when the question was put. So the assumption fundamentally is that all 275 MPs accepted that it becomes law. And that means that it represents the aspirations of our people, because the 275...
The president assent to it, you say?
That I will not be able to make a definite...
Would you advise because assent to it?
Because I'm not in a position to advise the president now, because I'm not his attorney general. It is his attorney general who I will say that for now, the circumstances of our times, I will say that for now, we need to assent to it. Okay. Due to the circumstances of the time.
Okay.
So be him. Former deputy attorney general Joseph Dendiok Pega, and he can wait to President Akufo-Addo. Well, but then the canary bird to the president, Godfrey Dame, Yeboah Dame, says no. He rather raises constitutional articles to confuse himself, the president, and of course their surrogates. Okotu constitutional article be a chere say wo de mo ambete so okotu chere say sa article ne constitution mu na de e pa chere nyina ne say ye beye bibia e de eka ebe bro man no a as I said president no or rescinding a decision into omu say listen, hey man guys, we can take a comfortable landing. They took that portion as a landing site. They took that portion to be that of a comfortable lead. Now, before Obibeko Supreme Court, now President now in his statement did that with Wynham, with the diplomats. And I'm a refugee. Say, a refugee. Now President didn't engage diplomats in that. Before BBBC Supreme Court, now Godfrey Damia Kotra Joy FM, I a statement we did that. So the question you should be asking and interrogate further is this: what is it that these people, these fellows, knew ahead of the Supreme Court? The likes of them, they are all Ghanaians. Oh, they are not special more than you and I. Oh, no, the facts of him for the Trasacos and whatever. No. They are Ghanaians there. They drink the water you and I drink. They eat the food with streets of Accra. The only difference is that we real me and sika. No, they are quarter language and them. We Martin Tam Yesika, and they are quarter dying. I want him for death track on keke. Some of these government officials. Now listen to Godfrey Dame telling the president as to whether he's going to advise the president to sign or not. What is the preposition of Godfrey Yeboah Dame to the president? Listen to him.
My unnecessary view, which is public, is that any law which imposes a charge on the public purse must emanate from the president or a person acts on behalf of the president. That is the clear dictate of Article 108 of the Constitution. And the courts are bound to apply such a provision. So let's see how the courts will rule. It will be dependent on the facts of the case. I indicated that they've taken out certain parts which infringe Article 108. But I still recognize that there are some parts of which are there. It lends itself to constitutional interpretation.
Putting aside the court case, let's assume that gets dealt with, and this bill makes its way through Parliament.
Right.
Comes to the end of it, and it passes through, and the president now has to assent to it. Bearing in mind that it has financial implications on the government, will you advise him to assent to it?
But, I mean, if it still has financial implications, my advice clearly would be that the Constitution must be respected, and Parliament's attention will have to be drawn to the fact that there are these financial implications for the taxpayer and for the consolidated fund. And for that matter, Parliament will take a second look at it. That is what Article 106 on the process of enacting legislation require. That if it comes up to that point that the President has any view of it, he can refer back to Parliament to take a second look at it.
But that would essentially undo all their work.
No, it's not. It's still. So Article 106 does not take away from Parliament the power to pass laws. The President's prerogative in assenting to bills actually only presents a limited way of contributing to the process of passing laws, which is that if it comes to that process, the President is mandated to draw Parliament's attention to pass the bill that he considers that Parliament ought to take a look at. Parliament reserves the right to reconsider, or even Parliament can compel the assent through a vote set out in Article 106. Yes, I have either to draw the President's attention, the Parliament's attention to these aspects of the bill. Parliament has proceeded to take out some of the things that really constituted a burden on the taxpayer, which is setting up prisons, medical treatment, or whatever. But there is still, I recognize that there is still present the fact that the legislature, the executive, and all persons in Ghana are enjoined to promote the values of the bill. So this clearly will have a tendency to impose.
Folks, my Attorney General Ekasano Godfrey Dame. And those are they've planned the whole thing. I mean, the orchestra beats according to the game plan. Now, enyam one was say adewe. They juggle with it. They were juggling. Kakra dribbles, be juggle, be dribble. Sa kakra feed omodian. Kakra so much GS ade ikuku dra no ma krom. And so is the tug of war between the president and the legislative house is now where we are going to beat the war drum. Okay? Now, Shadia Ura Alban Kingsford Bagbin and so Eka Ewaha. Mame Mao, just a portion of what Bagbin is saying here. Now, it says, Bagbin, we are learning tonight. Make a Bagbin so Eddie in same year biguo. Now, hey, crewy concert or say anti-gay bill. Parliament won't consider Akufo-Addo's ministerial nominees until after Supreme Court case is done. Speaker, and the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, has said that to assent to the bill, refuse it, or seek further consultation as deemed necessary. As we move forward, it is the collective responsibility of all branches of government and indeed all citizens to uphold the Constitution and ensure that our democratic practice are not only preserved but strengthened. Now, Unimadia, the president has about 7 days and 14 days respectively packaged to address this issue. Wait me here. Mo de Ghana for adwini di agro. Me say mo de Ghana for adwini di agro. Hwan nam no mugu mampeni na so ehwo a sebe enne ye ka se seb radius e ma fefe eno na mampeni dada kufo kan no o se ma fefe wo ho enem ne ade muntimi ni bi ntena muntimi mfa bi ne omo entena emmobra na sebe radius a kwabena ne se de ne to aye dia ye ne na taaso aye dia na se bio wote hwa na kire se nipa da se ne e begina o se me kwabena kwado kwaku mi soso enzo mi bedi etuo ana me yaw aname daako ana ochire me na nye nipa bio na me yedua me asimesi me ye ankora enti me pese me ye ankora na me gina me baby ana me pese me ye okra na me nam kwam nti cars nam kwam no no. Now you know what the most stupidity of it is say osi wo ye ankora. Do you know what the law is making provisional for him or her so wo ye ankora no gina ho. So person ye dua emra no ye provision di amane say oye dua nti amane nyina ho. No ogina ho no ohwe enim no ohwe enim na yeso ye hwe no na ye hwe wom no so hwe na ye hwe wom om ye nua wom ye ankora wom sisi ho o move onya hwe o sisa na ote ana so person odane kraman ana ejina mo no nam ka kwam ni ya ye provision di amane say oye okra onam kwam ho kọ nti ubo na enye ye nkwase ya keka jimie adwina wo na mu Jubilee House madwini nya adwuma except to consider the na me be some President Akufo constitution ye trauma nipa ana constitution no and a trauma ne ho me be some constitution no enipa and a trauma ne ho ana constitution ni trauma ono ane ho ayarefo mo de mo mpa ye nkasa o na woni made bisa ho why ntia the Attorney General anyone Bedia to Asante whatever he wants to turn his name, why they become so emboldened with the alacrity and the prowess to which they believe that this matter should go to Supreme Court. Ask yourself the questions, begin to interrogate. Ask now, sooner rather than later. It is going to be expected that the Supreme Court rule a DA and omoye Supreme Court or mupe no minim mopa munchiche Supreme Court in Penifo judge from go you respect him o but me can't tell mo ye Ghana for enti mo de mopa mompa se berima ne berima me nka na akuapum fudie ne bi o se berima ne oberima ne oberima mo de mo ntrase na mo nya se berima ne berima betumi atra oman we mu atafreta from one awoso omoto saa o berima woso berima to ne ma no so tafreta ase ho saa o mo de mo nya mra ne mra ya ye ready ye gasa o mo de mo nye I know the gallant soldiers are ready. Dr. Kwesi Dr. Kwesi, I guess so. Yes, sir. Moses 4 Amoni, I know you are there. Jataba George, I know you are also there. A lot of fine guys. We are ready. Yeah, show mo keke. Yeah, show mo. Timuma Supreme Court empasse minim say e dia mo be chinchim na mu wia maba na MPP for mu de wonim ade we di confusion about party na gese omu hu de omu nyampo timu de mo pa mo mpasse ye de ete ya hwe mo na mu wia and the parliament they be omu ye no omu say what you want to say and then let's have our way. Yes ana timu de mo nye awa ya na ete President Akufo-Addo umpe be sie fia kunwa so and enya de some betimi hand baton no we got crossed with you guys. I swear to God. On my way home, to trust him be emu ayehu ne shaking nipa. It shook the foundations of Ghana at a point where there was the skies were rocketing with misery. Do you understand this? In the era of the AFRC, the Armed Forces Revolutionary Council, led by former and late Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, this country was gripped with fear, trembling. There was a massive political trepidation, yet Ghanaians, we survived. Tonight, my mom warning say that era na besinko, enya momo era we no bi sura de. Tell na make a mo national security for say and you money the first time moya national security chiefs we created a whole myth about them, yet it wasn't the real. And look where we survived under the era of the AFRC, the Armed Forces Revolutionary Council. We survived where the guns were blazing, the skies were rocketing with miseries. You survive here and Kufuor survive here. Atamels yes so baby I saw na mumu de ne survive ana mumu de na koye japade ni nti mu yare papa e japade wan na ka kire mu ada because of mu nanano mu ebedi da Ghana sika so ne ade nti JB dan kwa ye mu pa mu nye 100 time nobody give a fuck obi amfa ho mu pa mu nye JB dan kwa eyie free ne kosi wiase wie nobody care mu nya ade hye nche Ghana fo bia and I am telling you Muntimi sesa the Ashanti history. Muntimi. Me wafa santehene say to the second Muntimi sesa history no. No, Muntimi. Ye catch mama tem wan say me say Muntimi sesa the history of Ghana. Muntimi. No, don't try it, Mr. President Akufo-Addo. The spirit of Ghana is bigger than you. The soul, the spirit of Ghana is bigger than the president. Mr. President, I've given you a code. Listen, forget about those your lieutenants at the back of you. Ghanaians are tired, Mr. President. Ghanaians, well, they are even so tired. Say, your own mantra, fellow Ghanaians. Bre. Anameboa, MCR for Ghana for Mre. Oh, my bread. Oh, my bread, Jack. Oh, my bread. Take a listen to this. Watch this. Watch this.
Fellow Ghanaians. Thank you. Fellow Ghanaians. Thank you. Fellow Ghanaians. Thank you. Fellow Ghanaians. Thank you.
I told you. The Ghanaian is crestfallen. The Ghanaian is tired. They are tired about your wicked, crooked political demagoguery. They are tired. They are tired of your political infestation of lies, crooks, thievery, corruption. They are tired. Kwaku, I'm speaking for myself. I'm tired. Mr. President, I'm going for a break. When I come back, Ghana Speaks Extension would continue with the corruption scandal. Stick and stay. I'll be right back. Walked one leg of the journey, making 38 minutes approximately, gone past the hour 9. And the remaining would be for one leg of the journey to be completed. I am Kwaku Annan, investigative journalist, and of course, Midi Chami will show you. The show is what? The Frontline. Of course, we are airborne tonight on the superhighway, my CTV-GH, my CTV-GH, YouTube, Facebook, respectively. We are there. Oko, Sunyani FM, and so PJM 88.1 FM in Western region for PJM 99.1. Tadi FM. Umune PJM. TV no so scroll through ubenu CTV or come call a friend to call a friend. Be part of the breaking news story and be the first to know because you are what you listen to. Folks, tonight the Biedrono and I welcome all of you, of course, back to Ghana Speaks Extension. Tonight, the Frontline investigates. We a segment of its own. We investigate what? The massive corruption scandal ever hit the fourth Republican government in the era of President Akufo-Addo. Anyway, well, before we set an eye on the document, let's take a trip with the president earlier before his cabinet was formed and what President Adodankwa Akufo-Addo told the cabinet. Adia so mutu o masum answer ende 7 years we. Yebabe cancer answer in the same way. Take a listen to the President Akufo-Addo, what he said to them.
I'll repeat it again. Those who are coming to this administration thinking that it's an avenue for making a lot of money are going to be disappointed. They better go to the private sector. That is where people make money, not in Ghana. I'll repeat it again. Those who are coming to this administration thinking that it's an avenue for making a lot of money are going to be disappointed. They better go to the private sector. That is where people make money, not in
Obwa? Obwa, they knew what they were about to do. Now, in a related development, the president comes back again to re-echo his commitment, but frustration and anguish exposes his limitation. Osaba Bium, afi president Wabre, he's tired. The pain aspect of fighting corruption, Wabre, so painful. He's tired. Listen to him this time again with a frustration. Listen.
You hear now we're told that there is corruption in the Kwaku Annan government. Let me reassure you of one thing. Every allegation about corruption against any official member of my government will be investigated by the law enforcement agencies. Every single one. And those who make that allegation better be prepared to support it when they're making these allegations of corruption. Because nobody's going to get away with it. I am not going to preside over a government. If I don't know about it, I can do nothing about it. But knowingly, that will support corruption in our country. We need to deal with it. Every allegation of corruption that is made against any of my officials, I have given instructions to the law enforcement agencies that they should investigate each and every one of them.
Anye de no wajim. Vante for no best o say anye de no wajim. So on say Drew ha no na president fi ne ni abre. O say mo a mo ye den. Mo de allegations ne ba na be prepared to support it with DND yen insanity. Mr. President Akufo-Addo, mama obaako. Maami tiwa we promote no de ne ko yoko. No. Enye yoko na ese ode ne ko. Ni na forms part of corruption. Now, my main famura and so on. Tonight, my mom the last badge of yet another document. You can't write. So, who we are, go back to CTV, my CTV, GH, YouTube, Facebook, na kwashe program, no all of this, so that you take paper, pen and paper, no watch your. And then, so my mom this badge, table, no. Rot at NHIA audit service, Neeka. $89 million US dollars. $89 million US dollars. Dubious Kelny GVG. So our company they be na me ntimi mo mudin and then me hu omu ye. Kelny GVG. Oslo Usu aso ho. Ene da ho no. Kelny GVG. Why dia? Sa Nigeria ni no why na de ne bae. Me de na sam bi beba enche ya nam kwam. CEO of Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company awards fictitious contracts. Ghana loses 1 million in undervalued Metro Mass bar sales. Metro Mass MD fingered in corruption. Sports Ministry Pius Hajidi in visa racketeering scandal. Wife of Kennedy in Japan handed 100.2 million Ghana cedi sole sourced street lights contract. 11 contracts of NLA packaged and handed over to sister-in-law of MD in one day. 28.8 million Ghana cedis procurement scandal at Maslock. President Akufo-Addo gifted NPP 5 million for Cape Coast Conference. Minimo, Fisheries Minister kicks out director from office over fight against corruption in her administration. Ketu South MCE smuggles 3.2 million US dollars luxury vehicle. DVLA sells 100 first aid kits for 100 Ghana cedis. Special Development Ministry blows 800K on website. Expatriates charged $100,000 to sit with Akufo-Addo. What here? A bribi abesenko is who president as well. Just with $100,000 answer. And also whom be SMP. Ken Ate-Efua sacks NIA staff for criticizing Akufo-Addo on Facebook. Na NIA ho sensem ready corruption pa NIA ho me hu se omo ye move bi o na nu ya Ate-Efua esia moves bi na omo ye me omo dim say hey yo yeni na ready ye hwade now. NLA boss takes $60,000 personal loan from service provider. $100,000 spent on change name of Tamale Sports Stadium to Aliyu Mahama Sports Stadium. Akufo-Addo makes U-turn, endorses Jospon, a company he branded as corrupt. Over 200 instances of premix fuel diversions recorded in 2017. 1.9 billion Ghana cedis allocated to presidency in 2018. Presidency 1.9 billion. Government blows 177 million Ghana cedis on failed energy bond. NPP youth invade police station, free suspects at Karaga. Hajj board official in over 23,000 visa fraud. Ghana blows $2.5 million on Ghana post GPS. In-law of vice president appointed Ghana's ambassador to UAE. CEO of Tamale Teaching Hospital chased out of office. And you are no chasing man and papa ba kutito wirim se ba kutito e ma ni tito wirim so to kwaye bi mu. District assemblies to cough 5,000 Ghana cedis each to fund Akufo-Addo's tour. CID Cook's report to clear 2 deputy chiefs of staff. Ahanta West DC rejects official bungalow, blows 22,000 Ghana cedis on hotel accommodation. Each of this story, and we don't have any report suggesting say you are investigating a same way report a PNA. 5.6 million Ghana cedis blown on Ghana Assisi March parade. 9 million Ghana cedis chemicals to fight army worms. Boss in 5 million liters contaminated fuel deal. Moka moving pinano, I guess. Invisible force sees Trotro station. Assault drivers in Accra. Northern Regional Minister Bugri Nabu clash over road contracts. 10,000 bags of fertilizer missing. Akufo-Addo sacks 13,000 public sector workers. AG drops charges against NPP Delta Force. Medical director of Rich Hospital sacked without due process. $2.2 billion conflict of interest bond involving Ken Ofori and Ata Ekadino. Sale of Kotoka International Airport. Osla Owusu 800,000 for website. And the Frontline team would come back on yet another expose. Folks, SMP, Mamenkin can we a mamo. Fast finance also. Also, Mr. Kwaku Annan. I wonder why this so-called Mr. Ghanaian president can't sign this bill LGBTQ+. What's happening in this country? That is Western hegemony and the agenda to destroy Ghanaians. We should be careful about these African leaders because they don't have any better things for us. Instead of creating jobs, you are endorsing gays and lesbians. Shame, Mr. President, from Akwesidia in Ashanti region. Okay, Oh dear, no. What the bar once making kind ama why loads of make to me a kakra. So please, you know all this about the party, and you were not able to tell the Ghanaians when you were working at Net2 TV. So why should we believe that what you are saying? You can stop it or you can believe it. I don't give a hook. I'm not ready for you. Or say, oh, Kwaku, we are. Or say we are tired. For them, ya no more. Okay. I say hi, Kwaku. The Superman I love this your program. The issues that you brought out are very serious. I'm still surprised at this government called MPP. They should be voted out and later be prosecuted of all that they have done. But you know what? Quickly, stand by Adiwe Mame. In all of this, gay gains them, we will know at the latter part of the program, say, NDC formal position is saying, MCR, beware. We shall know, we have to know the position of the NDC as far as gains them are concerned. So stand up, beware, meba. And me perceive who say, the leading opposition NDC for position, and the NPP candidates Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia or Muslim on the position is saying, or say how can they allow these guys to practice this? Sorry to say, abomination, filthy, gay and lesbian. I'm really ashamed of this our country called Ghana. We are tired. Okay, kakra made me I can't also there. Or say you were my idol, but it seems you have joined the bandwagon of filth. In fact, I'm sorry. Your utterances and the attitude that you are portraying on your show makes me ashamed. I'm sorry, folks. Man, you are a man or a woman. I'm sorry. You can't be my friend and I can't be yours. I'm sorry. Too much sorry. I'm sorry. You can be a woman. You can be what. I am once your idol. I am not today. It doesn't swear. Jesus Christ is grow by a boy. So you don't amaze me, neither you surprise me. Hello, Kwaku. This Kwesi. These people are in a demonic secret society that makes them to support gay. One of these people slept with a friend through by dragging him to sleep. This man is a top man into politics. Hey! Wow. Charlie, I'll call you. Yamba, take notes. We'll call him. Good evening, sir. These government officials rob us through the laws of this country. Joseph Matayeku Enodi Freebuyer. Good evening. If they are fighting for human rights, then what about those who want to smoke? Who want to smoke weed? Is it their right? I don't know. Good evening, Frontline. I am McCarthy, watching from Sapiman. Good work. I grieved when I saw you flogging with them. I know them. You host Kwaku one-on-one. No. I saw you flogging with them. I know you then. Your host Kwaku one-on-one. This is not Kwaku Annan. That's not Kwaku Annan. I'm sorry. I say Mr. Kwaku Annan. You are attacking Christianity a lot. If you got some scholars of theology to interview, it will be helpful. The internet has a lot of misinformation to extent. Okay. Please tell your MCR to work on the sound. Hey, somebody credible. Have you heard? Almost in country, say work on your sound. Say echo. When an audio is being played, the sound sounds hollow, something like that. And yet, to check it. Also, Master, good evening. My name is Alec Plim Jeffeth. Please, your live. People kill is their jobs. Please be very careful of yourself. Thank you, sir. Onyankopɔn kana sɛ mi ɔso wɔn mu ɛtwe bɔ ha no wɔn bɛwu wɔ bɔ ha no wɔte aseɛ nti wo de ɔpa fatuo bra ana fa sekan bra I don't know the means you will come. Also, good evening, Kwaku. My name is Educated Carpenter from With God Carpentry Shop, Pedu, something Central Region, Cape Coast. Please don't mind them. God would punish them and their children. Hey, Pedu for the Cape Coast. Igwe for no. Yes. Also, I am Robert from Ajang Kotoku. If Mami Tiwa have an iota of shame in her, she should have resigned long time ago. Where are the Takrade kidnapped girls? Ebusuya ena wo bisa no. Wantimi amfama. So Kwaku, this man is very wicked. I say good work, Jahara from Nima Enode Ebae. Kwaku, good evening. I say, are you aware they try to scramble your network when you are talking? Na from Dansuman. Na minimu. I say my boss. I say good evening, my boss. This is my first time watching the Frontline. I really love the fire. Keep the good work going. Same from Takwa. Hey, Takwa for Ichiamo Pao. Hello, how do you get your information? I say hello. How do you get your information? My Allah bless you, my brother. You are too much. We are learning all the time. Kwaku, listening to you live from Verona, Italy. Keep up the good work. God bless Samuel Akwe. Hey, Italy for you're online. Italy Akwe, I salute you so much. Italy for almost more. Good evening, my host. Also, what time do you start this educative and informative program? My name is Nana Kwaku Annan from Elmina. Hey, Ednafuno. Program here shall say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Time 8 o'clock sharp. About Monday, 8 o'clock. I shall say Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Friday, 8 o'clock. What's it? Folks, my video now ready. Me perceive who say NDC for my position is saying MPP for my position is saying I gains. I'm coming. Hello, Kwaku. Fire. Good work. Keep it up. I am Daniel from Dome Kwabenya Estate. No, free Ebai. So see today, they unite with Kwaku Annan watching you in Nkoko. I say fire nano yedin. I say, hey, Mr. Kwaku, are you still hot? Keep it up from Ima Adore Adan Seje. I'm still hot too. Baby, I near one nano bino. Okay, omuzi hey, kawanutum. And they make a wound to me to a manoda. No. Good evening, Kwaku. My name is Rash Chacha from Yapi in the Central Gonja. Kwaku, you are the heavyweight champion in journalism. More fire, more gumbe, bro. But I'm still begging Ghanaians to vote massively for visionary leader, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to come and rescue Ghana from the hands of NPP government. Come 7 December for a better Ghana. May Almighty Allah open the victory doors for NDC and John Dramani Mahama. Ami, no, they are source no worker. Also, good evening, my boss. God bless you for the good work you are doing for Mother Ghana. Kwashi Kana Dako and Ode Ebaye. Is my video ready? Okay, I'll say good evening, boss. I am Yaya Besmark from Kintampo North Municipality. I really enjoying your show. Please tell NDC Manifesto team to add solar power system in northern Ghana to their policy. Folks, I want to go to my MCR quickly to fish out the position of the NDC as to whether they are also going along or whatever. Because NDC, for you careful, there is this information going on. Say, John Mahama, former president, any already din komo Andrew Solomon be whatever. May kind Andrew Solomon book, but almost a whole lot of. I'm not the one to do this job for the NDC. But I think also I need to get a message from former President Mahama himself, who represents, he is the umbilical cord of the National Democratic Congress. What is your position? Mr. President, take a listen to this, folks.
Immediately my faith is against LGBTQ. May Assemblies of God. If we say the faith I have, Empany say Bema, Bewari Bema, Oba Bewari Oba. Bill the war parliament, Omunyam passing, but say, I buy access to Omo Passia, President on sign. If we say, the Attorney General can say, be a private members' motion. Obetimi pass a bill with a private members' motion, but it is a decabia, a better, a binso. And based on that technicality, President Asengman says, on signing. In terms of the idea between Parliament and the executive, na some better bill it puts a charge on government na then it opens the way for the president to be happy to sign the agreement. And so me personally, and a man is a man, a woman is a woman. Maybe say nipa utimi esore ka say me feel o mu se me oba nso ye wo me be mind me because sa no my oba they I mean nature created as man and woman, and Nyame boy he knew what he was doing when he created us like that. And if you ask me, my personal faith is again.
So tonight we know, say, the NDC and support Sadewe, and former President Mahama has stated the position. And I think that the NDC for you must listen to this carefully, go along with this, and make the message of your leader be well heard. Time now, so I make two messages in the emphasis. So say, oh, Pastor, why these keys? God help you, Pastor. We will say, the reason this country can never move forward is because of the way we worship God and the type of politicians we have. Our doings does not relate image of Christ. Simple. Say this, we are not Christ-like. Hey, message we akwana bomidie to us. So say, hey, Kwaku Annan. It's a sambeba. Please trust not the Masons. Why? From Kwaku, York, Kaswa, we pray for you always. Fire them all. Oh, I'm not a Mason or I'm not a Mason, whichever way. The Masons are also there. Or say, help us, God help us. Hey, Obinim, Tiwa Ado Dankwa must come out and answer all questions and give information about the three girls. Or say, if she isn't able to give terrible reasons and answers, then she must be dealt with by the law of her associate, including her president Akufo-Addo. Okay, one for Udiyamba. If you want, bring your name. For Udiyamba, why? Also, Ghana. My name is Godwin. It was say, I will love. I love you to touch on. You've mentioned a name. That name is part of the expose. Also for Penibi Pa. Folks, this has been the seed show, the Frontline show. Friday. I'll bring you the weekend Frontline. Friday. Asembesi ha. Me de bebrem. Na the make actual one is a brano no e brene ko nyina no. Program we e tre ko nenim. Ye wo bosom ba akomu ani ngo ba bia. Ye beto aba no ne abobo aba no wa hase. Do you know that? Mamitiwa, embrace yourself ahead of time. Na yamani yamanko nenim. Na bibi ande na kwemu. Ye de expose na bremo. Corruption in Kwan. More expose. Where they proper kwemu mam. Yankopon yadema Friday. Shanon so say medin kan so catch you say. Next week Monday, program Kesiba. The Frontline would hold an exclusive one-on-one with a renowned personality who is going to break the code, the reason behind the construction of the National Cathedral. He would also decode the mystery behind the death of Kwabena Bwedu, former aide to the Vice President, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. And finally, he would decode two political leaders whose rule, according to him, mark an end of a cultic rule in Ghana. Minimum, obete. Until next week's more shit. Folks, this has been the Frontline with Kwaku Annan, together with the entire team up there. Yao Yamba, executive producer, Besma, great guy, and then Robbie X, giving all the backup, credible, great guys up there doing a great job for us, and then the editor, online editor, social media editor, Kings, editors at large, Eno Kofi Ejiri, and then Kofi Ansa, all of them giving us all the back-to-back push. So we need more. And Monday, Wednesday, Biano, any Friday, we do TV no better. But when me wienswa program you uploading na egu social media so ko YouTube, ko Facebook, ko TikTok. Okwa me pacho subscribe wo YouTube or subscribe. Say there be me be program ye be ma signal. Okwa YouTube was subscribe and watch the show again. YouTube no my CTV my CTV MYC and TV. GH, one word. G for Ghana, H for hospital. Baby, see, word na tini ma. America, some no doors. I say hospital H, my CTV, GH. G for Ghana, H for hospital. Then one. Folks, me the boost here, Nyankopon Yadama. Friday. The Frontline, the weekend Frontline. Medebebro, no one will say the Enyoma ACT. Call a friend to call a friend. Be part of the breaking news story and be the first to know. Together we sit, make a sense of it all. Nyame adoma yebesia no kai say cameras na hwemni na no openi ba ko pa Samson great guy and obo chido mo hyehyɛ ma bibia deda na kwamo Samson twini musa niama deda yi. Ebusia Friday ye ba obehu de niama esi etia.